You see a lot of alcohol consumption throughout the world. I mean, it's pretty socially accepted around pretty much everywhere. But I think when I was fully exposed by alcohol at a young age, it made me kind of completely turned off. See, I grew up around people having big parties, whether it was family, whether it was friends, just these massive parties where people were getting messed up, just completely intoxicated out of their minds, falling on the ground, throwing up. And I don't know if it was my brain keeping me safe or something, but every time I kind of associate with alcohol, I kind of get like this weird feeling where I feel uneasy. I feel uneasy because alcohol is so dangerous, but it's so socially accepted that I don't think a lot of people understand how dangerous it could really get. Drinking as a whole, it's almost a silent killer because it always starts off as, yeah, I'm just going to do one. One turns into two, two turns into three, three turns into a whole case, and before you know it, you're completely shit faced out of your mind, whether that's at home, at a bar. And let's just say you're a young adult like me, and you're out at the bar, you're having fun, and you decide to have one too many. You're supposed to do things the next day, and God forbid you decide to pick up your keys and drive home, and you end up hurting yourself, hurting somebody else, and making a huge mistake. I can't tell you how many people since high school that I've interacted with that have DUIs have ruined their life because they made the wrong decision of drinking, just drinking alone. Not being responsible. I think most people, to a certain extent, can handle themselves. But there's always like that 10% of people that can't handle themselves and they end up getting themselves into a huge amount of trouble. And what I'm here to say is alcohol is not worth it. Alcohol is not a path that you want to go down. It's not a coping mechanism. It's more or less a way to escape what's really going on in your life. And it's not worth your time. It's not worth your body. It's not worth your energy. Because rest assured, it will catch up to you eventually. It might not be in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, but when you grow old and your bank account is where it's at and your body is failing on you, trust me, it will be because of alcohol. So it is that serious. You might think I'm coming on here being a party pooper, tell me I gotta live it up a little bit, but no, you know how many lives I've seen around just me and my inner circle that their lives are ruined by a consumption of a drink. You wouldn't even believe me on how many people I've seen that were doing great in life and they went down a dark path, whether it was they lost somebody that they loved, and that's extremely unfortunate. And they resulted to the easy way out. Yes, the easy way out of just drinking their sorrows away when there's much better help around. There is a much easier way to cope with your pain. And trust me, I've lost people, but I've never resorted to alcohol. I will never resort to alcohol. I will not bend the knee to something so socially accepted. But it changes you. That's what I want to talk about next. It changes your decision making. It changes who you are. It really hyper focuses on how you are doing. If somebody like me, I would say, I'm a happy drunk. I've been drunk 2 times in my life. I'm extremely happy. Well going. I'm easy to manage, right? I'm not this crazy guy that's gonna, break shit. And I would say I'm very responsible. And it's just a part of that's how I am. But there's other people out there that when they get drunk, when they get hammered, they are the most insufferable people on the planet. They will speak their mind, and that dark side of them comes out. And a lot of people, they don't even realize what they say until they're sober again. And then they have that problem of having to go to other people and say, I'm sorry, I was acting like that. But that's that true inner dark that people have in them. And that's what alcohol brings out. It brings out the worst in you. There's other people that I've seen drinking where they're hyper focused and they think that drinking, is good for them. They just know that every time that they drink, you ever know that one person at the party, it'll be 4 a.m. and they're still going. They think that that's a good thing, but alcohol has this thing where it exposes your personality, it exposes your tolerance to certain shit. It's just not worth it, man. I think that's the title of this video, man. It is not worth it to engage yourself in something like that. I know a lot of people, like I said, from high school that got caught in the trap were drinking since they were 12. Like, do you know how ridiculous that sounds? A 12-year-old shouldn't be drinking like that. And I guess it's maybe a miscommunication with parents, but even parents today nowadays, I feel like it's so socially accepted. And that's dangerous. That is the dangerous side of drinking. It's not unordinary for a 16, 17-year-old to be drinking. That sounds crazy to me. Watched other videos. If you guys know AmaryxGames, I watch him a lot. I'm going to post his channel down in the comments. But a lot of his comments were saying how, Gen Z, we can't even afford alcohol. So you see the alcohol consumption levels kind of dropping gradually over the last couple of years because we just can't afford it. And maybe that is a silver lining. Maybe that is kind of a good thing in the sense that we can't afford it, so we're not even going to have it. It's not even worth it. This is a subject that kind of hits home to me. I've just seen a lot of people, like I said, in my inner circle, outer circle, that have struggled with alcohol consumption because it's just so easy to just get it. It's not mandated. It's not like weed where you have to have a card, you have to go into a shop. You can just literally go in a gas station and just pick it up, leave, you can hide it. You can literally drink it in your car and then drive home, and your family wouldn't even know, your friends wouldn't even know. It's so silently dangerous. So please, and I'm not saying that you can't have fun every once in a while. I'm just saying, watch out. Please always be responsible when you're drinking. Please look out for the people around you, men, women. We need to look out for each other. One simple mistake can change your entire life just off a beverage.